What's up, Irish fans? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com. From Ursuline High School in the lobby, Coach's Corner, state semi-playoff, sponsored by Ryan Kelly and Bellaria Pizza. Cannot thank them enough for all they do for YSN and Ursuline all season long. Proud to be joined by Coach Reardon and a couple of great family members, Patrick and Maggie. Thank you both for joining us. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And hey, I have to give Ryan and Bellaria Columbia another shout out because they literally just fed our team right before we came up here for the interview. So they always go above and beyond, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate that, and I want to say they fed your football team. It looked like there was
That's
enough food coming in.
Yeah.
There was a lot of wings there, no doubt. Coach, we're in the lobby. You've been a part of the trophies behind you. I guess first question for you, and you get another opportunity to practice on Thanksgiving. You've been a part of all those. There'll be some former players coming, coaches, those types of things. It's one of those things that's a standard at Ursuline. How special is it going to be when you step out on the field tomorrow?
Yeah, it's going to be fun, and you know, the thing that we try to make our kids aware, and they're a mature group, so I think they understand, but just how special it is to practice on Thanksgiving morning, and we invited football alumni and players' families to come and be a part of the practice tomorrow and spectate and try to include them in everything we do, and I expect we'll have a lot of alumni coming back and some of those guys who had a chance to practice on Thanksgiving and they know what it means, and hopefully share some words of wisdom.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. It'll be tomorrow morning on Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to coming up and checking that out. Port Clinton State Semis, we'll get into that. Patrick and Maggie, I know you as a family person. Thanksgiving, how special is it to have your kids and your family that's through this process with you?
Yeah, I think it's great, and one of the things that I've always tried to do as a head coach is try to incorporate not just my family but all of our coaches' families, and the sacrifice that wives make and kids make, and from losing dad time during the season. So, it is not uncommon to be on our practice field and see these guys running around or other coaches' kids running around and having fun, and I think that adds to the experience for everybody.
There's no doubt that. That's one of my favorite things to watch. Patrick, I'm going to go to you. The head ball boy, have watched a lot of Ursuline football games. Probably a lot of these guys that you look up to, I'm sure. You play football yourself. You probably want to be like one of these guys. How exciting is this for you to spend Thanksgiving with dad, mom, eat turkey, but watch your dad's football team practice tomorrow? What's that mean to you?
It means a lot. And
you're fine. Go ahead. Do you love being a part of that on the field? What's it mean to you to be down on the field there with your dad and his football team?
Yeah, it's fun being on the field. I get to play with the ball boys before the game.
Yes. And that's the biggest part.
Yeah.
Coach, that's the one thing that I see. They win a lot of games.
They have some serious
football games.
Some serious football games before we take the field.
And Maggie, I'm sure, is with mom during the games, right, obviously, and she does a great job representing.
So real quick, I need to bring Grace over.
Grace, come on over. Grace was downstairs.
Come stand behind.
Come on and stand over here. This is Grace, too. So the Reardon clan is out in full force. Let's talk about your son a little bit, Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that strikes me the best about this football team, and you're the leader of it. I talked to D-Mac and Brady and Dean, and they talk about that group that had something taken away from them, let's be honest. And that's life. We get. But your son is playing at Miami of Ohio. I'm sure he's proud of not only yourself as a coach, but this football team, because that group kind of laid this foundation for this group. Safe to say?
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, and the team we had last year, we knew a year and a half ago that we had a chance to make a deep run last year, and there were a couple things that went into it. First of all, we're coming off of, a historically bad run at Ursuline High School. 3 or 4 losing seasons in a row, and that's not common here. And we had a lot of guys back. We had a lot of talented guys back who had played a lot of football for us. And more than anything, it was just getting those guys to believe that, guys, like, if we just clean up a couple things, we are good enough to make a deep run in the playoffs. And our kids last year bought into that wholeheartedly. Then COVID hit, and we had, the quarantine, the whole spring, and we didn't know if we were going to have a season. Then we finally did, and our kids just worked like crazy. Once we got the go-ahead to practice, we still didn't know if there was going to be a season, but we at least got the go-ahead to practice. They worked like crazy in case we were able to play. And, then we did what we needed to do in the regular season. We started with a really good run in the playoffs. And for people who don't know, we had a COVID positive case a year ago, not on our team, but a student. And some of our kids were contact traced.
Sure.
And we're talking about some of our best football players. We're talking about Brady Shane. We're talking about DeMarcus McElroy. We're talking about Matthew Reardon, Dante Walker. Some really, really good football players, Anthony DeLuca and a couple other guys. But 4 all-state football players were quarantined for the regional championship game. And, the disappointment that those guys felt as seniors. And, we talked to our kids just a couple weeks ago that, in football, it's a rite of passage that the last time you take your pads off, win or lose, there's no feeling like it. And, Dante and Matthew and Anthony DeLuca and a couple other guys, they were robbed of that.
Sure.
And really, it sounds like, maybe it's not a big deal. Like they were crushed.
Sure.
And the disappointment that our guys felt. So that said, that catapulted us into this season. And, I know DeMarcus and Brady don't take it for granted that we're playing tomorrow night because they were part of that quarantine last year. And I know as juniors how disappointed they were.
Sure.
But, you can imagine if it happened as a senior. So.
Yeah. With Coach Reardon, Coach's Corner, sponsored by Bella Rib Pizza and Ryan Kelly. Can't thank him enough again. We'll get into Port Clinton. West Branch, I want to ask you this because I know you very well. West Branch, you beat them. That's a really good football team. A lot of outsiders will say they didn't play a schedule, they didn't do this. Well, you've done this a long time. Your region, and I put West Branch into that. That was a really good West Branch football team you guys beat. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so before I talk about that, our region is
so it's West Branch, Glenville,
and
Salem, and the first team we beat,
Canton South,
who was very good with a great quarterback. Talk about that.
And if you look at our region, and then so those are the guys we played. Then you throw St. Joe's in there, and really a lot of good football teams. And we felt at the beginning of the playoffs that there were legitimately 4 or 5 teams that we thought, if they could get out of our region, would have a chance to win the whole thing.
Sure.
And now that there's still another round before that, but we felt that our regional champion had a legitimate shot, and we still feel that way. That's our goal, but we're playing a really good football team this week. But you asked specifically about West Branch. Their offense is fantastic.
Sure.
And I was half joking, half serious, talking to some people after the game, and we held them to 35 points. It was 2 touchdowns below their season average,
which is outstanding.
Which is outstanding.
Sure.
And, I don't know how many times you come out of a game and say, "Whew, thank God we held them to only 35."
Yeah, but that's why I wanted to ask you that, because you've been a part of it on both ends. And West Branch, hats off to that group and the group of seniors that have put West Branch back on the map. There's no question. I thought with you, when I looked at that region, there were 5 teams that could win it, no doubt. I thought we were the best because I'm a little biased, but that's okay. We're with Grace and your daughters here and your son, Patrick. Port Clinton, good football team.
Yeah.
Talk about them for the Irish fans a little bit.
Yeah, really big up front. With the exception of Glenville, biggest O-line we face this year. They're started 300, 290, 280, 260, and 240. That's a big high school offensive line. And they run the ball very well. The good running back, a really good quarterback. He does a good job of getting out in the open and making plays with his arm or his feet. And, so we have to do a great job containing him, and we have to do a great job, shutting their run down, slowing their run game down.
Well, we'll have it for you on audio on ysnlive.com Friday night at 7 o'clock. Irish Nation, they need you out in full force with Grace, with Maggie, with Patrick, yourself, Thanksgiving, a lot of things to be thankful for. I know how you're going to answer this for me, but it's still special for you to coach in state semifinals, to coach at Ursuline. What's Coach Reardon thankful for as you head into a Thanksgiving practice tomorrow?
Yeah, so obviously my family, my wife Amanda, she holds down the fort, so to speak, all season long, and we have 5 kids, so the 3 here. Matthew's playing at Miami. My daughter Emma works with Iowa State's football team. So yeah, we've had a lot of busy weekends. We've tried to, be a mom and a dad and go support Emma and Matthew as much as we could. I wanted
to say, I see this all the time on social media. I see the Reardon clan. It's at a Miami game. It's a picture of your daughter with Iowa State. Yep. It's a football family. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, 100%. And, we've had some busy weekends. We've played Friday night, caught a 5 a.m. flight or hopped in the car early to go see Iowa State or Miami. Last week, Patrick and I hopped on a plane, flew to Oklahoma, watched Iowa State play, and then
should have won that game.
I know, they had a chance.
Yes, we'll talk about that in a second.
Then the next morning we're on another 5 a.m. flight trying to get back and game plan for this week, and it's a balancing act, and the thing that I'm having been through it with so many teams as a coach, you got to step back and enjoy that stuff as a father as well, and Emma's only going to be at Iowa State, for who knows how much longer, and
Matt's going to do his thing.
Yeah, that's his career is going to fly by, and just try to support them as much as we can.
Well, that's awesome, Patrick. I'm going to go to you since you have Maggie and Grace and you have the headphones on. What's Thanksgiving mean to you? How about a little shout out Thanksgiving from Patrick Reardon to your brother Matt, who I'm sure they play, or is he going to be able to get home for the holidays?
They're playing at noon at Kent, and the winner goes to the MAC championship.
All right,
game,
so a little happy Thanksgiving from your sisters and yourself to the Irish nation and your brother Matt. Go ahead.
You can just tell them Happy Thanksgiving. But.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Attaboy. Coach, again, all of us at YSN, thank you for all you do for us. You're always available. We love being a part of your football team. Enjoy Thanksgiving. It's a special time. We're thankful to be a part of the Irish football season. Wish you the best of luck against Port Clinton, and let's get a dub and get ready for another state championship.
Yeah, sounds good.
Game.
And we appreciate all your coverage all season long, and I think that's one of the special things about this area, just that we're able to there's enough support community-wide that YSN is a needed product and is successful, and we appreciate the coverage, and we appreciate the community support that enables that.
Well, from all of us to all of you Irish fans, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family and that football family. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Best of luck and have a good Thanksgiving.
Appreciate it.